Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Ding and I'm a type 1 diabetic of 19 years now, almost 19. And I thought I'd answer some of the questions that I've gotten on my YouTube channel. So I've had this YouTube channel since the beginning of high school and I'm about to graduate college, and during that time I've gotten different questions on my YouTube from other diabetics, and I thought I would just show the questions here and give my answers because not everybody checks the comments, but I'm sure some of these questions are probably things other people are wondering and can maybe help anybody out there who's interested. So I'll just get started. I screenshotted some of the questions I've gotten over time and I'll just start answering them. If you guys have any other questions or comments or anything, please feel free to leave it down below. I love interacting with other diabetics and being able to share my story to help others and my own experiences and my thoughts. So yeah, always feel free to comment. This first question that I'll be answering is, do you suspend your pump when you take it off for running? So running is a very big part of my life. I started seriously running during COVID just because I had a lot of free time, but since then it's helped me so much just with my everyday lifestyle, and especially with diabetes and helping control my blood sugar levels. So definitely consider taking up something like that to help with stabilizing blood sugars. But for this question specifically, do you suspend your pump when you take it off for running? I take off my pump when I go running, so I just put it on suspend because I don't think there's any point in letting insulin come out of it when I'm not using it. I personally take off my pump for runs because my runs are usually never more than an hour and a half or so it's not that big of a deal. And I plan beforehand my blood sugars to have it in a certain range so that I try not to let myself go too low on runs. But if I were to go on longer runs, I would definitely probably just keep it on and keep it on suspend because my blood sugar does go pretty low when I go on runs. To answer that in a short way, yes, I do put my pump on suspend when I go on runs and I take it off. The next question is, how long should you charge your sensor? So I charge my sensor, I think the most you're supposed to charge it, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours. Usually if I charge it for half an hour to an hour, it'll last the whole week. So I've never had issues with that. My sensor, I think the entire time I've had it, it's only run out of battery once during the cycle, and that was on like the 6th day out of 7. But usually my sensor sites last about 5 to 7 days, and the sensor itself, I haven't had any issues with it dying or anything like that really. And I charge it for about an hour. Looks like you are left with tape on the sensor and it looks kind of messy and difficult to remove, is it? So yeah, on my sensor, I honestly get pretty lazy and don't fully remove the tape after every time I take it off. So it does leave a lot of residue, but I try to at least like clean it every once a month or so. I don't really keep track, it's just whenever I see a lot of buildup, I try to keep it somewhat clean. It does get messy and kind of sticky with all the tape accumulating over time, but cleaning it is not too hard. I just use an alcohol swab and rub it, and I don't really have any issues with removing the tape residue. How long do you shower with it? They're talking about the sensor in. I'm new to this and not sure if I should remove the plaster and the sensor and then add it back once showered. Someone help me please. So you do not need to remove your sensor when you go shower or swimming or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that it's waterproof for everything. I'm not sure the exact depth it's allowed to go, but I've never removed it when going in any kind of water or anything like that, and I've never had an issue. This person asked, hey, how are you able to keep your calm when handling lows? I freak out whenever I see the number in the 70s. So this is probably honestly bad on my part that I don't freak out enough. I remember when I was younger and I went to this diabetic conference, and the diabetic, he was about 25 or so, he was talking about how he tries to keep his blood sugars between 70 to 90. And I was so shocked because 70 was very low for me back then. Like, it impacted me a lot. I felt so low. It would make me sweat and go crazy. But now I don't feel as badly when I go low. Like when I hit 70 at least, it doesn't feel as low as 70 felt when I was younger is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that's me building up resistance, which would be a bad thing, or if it's just something that comes with age. But I found that 70 to 90 is a good blood sugar for me now, so I understand what he was saying back then. But when it comes to freaking out with lows, I just try my best not to because I know it will go back up. I haven't ever had really an issue with too low of lows. I also kind of see it as a good thing because it means I get to eat sweets and not feel bad about it. But when I go low, I just try to keep calm, and a big thing that helps me with not freaking out about lows is actually being prepared. So having all these things that would be able to help me in the case of a low blood sugar, such as like candy, granola bars, juice, and all those things, so that I don't have to be worried about it not going back up, has definitely helped me a lot. So I think the number one thing in helping me with that is just being prepared for lows. This person asked, have you ever had to take a sick day because of your blood sugars? So I just started working full-time for the first time in my life last summer. So I was working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, so 40-hour weeks, and I was commuting to San Francisco from Berkeley. And it was a lot of work. I'm still working, but not full-time anymore because I'm a student in college, but I've never ever had to take any kind of sick day for school or work or anything because of a diabetic related reason. I've taken sick days because I'm sick, like I have the flu or something, but I've never had to for diabetes because of blood sugars. In classes when I was younger, like in elementary school, sometimes if my blood sugar went really low, I'd have to go to the nurse's office or really high and sit there for a little. But diabetes does not affect me enough to have me stay at home. So hopefully that hasn't happened to you guys, or if it has, it won't happen again. Okay, this person said, do you run after you eat something? By which I mean when you have had some insulin in your body or on an empty stomach. So I try my best not to run when I have insulin on board or when I've just eaten. So I try to eat at least an hour before I go running so that all the food will digest and the insulin will go through. That doesn't mean I always do, because sometimes I just want to eat before, or sometimes I have to. Sometimes my blood sugar's low, so I have to, and things like that. I do often eat before I run, sometimes like a quick snack if my blood sugar's on the lower end. But having insulin on board and then going running, I find just gives me really unpredictable results because I have no idea how my blood sugars are going to be on the run. So having nothing on board helps make my runs and exercises much more predictable and less scary. So I try not to, but if my blood sugar, say it's like 120 and I'm about to go out on a run, maybe I'll eat a granola bar and then wait 10 to 20 minutes for it to kind of digest into my system and start affecting my blood sugars and help it go up before I go out for a run. But I try not to have anything on board before runs. This person said, do you have any tips on how to manage mental health with diabetes, and have you ever experienced issues with neuropathy? So I have not had any issues with that, given that I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. And tips on how to manage mental health with diabetes. I actually made a video on this last year, I think. I've been lucky that I haven't had really any mental health problems, especially any associated with diabetes. But I know it's a really difficult thing, especially in college, that a lot of people deal with. I think creating healthy habits and habits that I enjoy doing, such as running, such as reading, such as journaling, still taking time to do your interests, such as I really enjoy art and painting, so I try to take out time to do that even with the chaos of school and everything. And just maintaining a well-balanced life has really helped me stay sane and mentally healthy, I think. But I don't think I have enough experience to really give advice because I've been lucky, but I'm sure there's other people out there. If you leave a comment, I'm sure somebody will be able to help you. Sorry I wasn't able to be much help for that question. So those are some of the questions that I found on my channel that I thought might apply to more people than just the ones that asked me. If you have any other questions or comments, or if you have anything, recommendations for videos you would like me to make or see, please leave them down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hope you have a good day. Bye!